Some of you guys might remember one of my latest videos which I posted, where I was talking about my latest blunder here with dating Indonesian women. You know, the girl I met who eventually then broke the news to me that she could not accompany to my hotel room because she will not have sex before marriage. And I will link the video. You can watch it to get to see the full story. Yeah, and obviously, yeah, I received some comments by some viewers, and sometimes I have the impression these guys are like wannabe dating experts, you know. I don't mind advice, but sometimes it's a little bit weird, you know, telling me that, oh, this girl, you know, she just was shit testing you, she was bluffing and you were falling for it, you know. And maybe she was shit testing me, maybe not, as I am still convinced, but anyway, who knows, doesn't really matter. One thing I can tell you right away and out of the gate already is that with Indonesian women you don't need to be a super duper pickup artist, a PUA, you know. Sometimes the game is not so important here in Indonesia. You know, no need to worry about that so much, you know. You don't need to be or become another Neil Strauss, you know, the guy who wrote the book The Game. I read it a few years ago, very thick book. Yeah, so don't sweat it too much, okay? Just want to show you today, and tell you today what is actually possible with Indonesian women. And I will share the story of my latest 2 dating experiences with Indonesian women here, occurring during the past 2 months. The first story is about a Indonesian girl who actually lives and works in Hong Kong. Let's call her Diana. Yeah, she is 29 years old. I met her online. We were chatting for a few weeks and video calling each other before I eventually made the trip to Hong Kong to visit her and to meet up in person. I like Hong Kong. I love Hong Kong. I have a special connection to the city, and that's why it was not hard for me to travel to Hong Kong. And we met up on a Sunday, which is normally called the fun day in Hong Kong, because Diana is a domestic helper. She works very hard, and the only off day these girls have over there is on Sunday, only one day off per week. And so we met around lunchtime. We had a nice lunch. Then we went to Wan Chai and did some clubbing. And then we went home to my hotel. And the rest is history, as they say. And in hindsight, when I reflected this whole story later, I found that it was really like in the old days, you know. What do I mean with old days? Yeah, when I lived and worked in Hong Kong almost 20 years ago, every Sunday was the famous fun day for many expats in Hong Kong, because tens of thousands of young, sexy, beautiful, fun-loving Filipinas and Indonesian girls enjoy their off day on a Sunday. Many girls go partying, clubbing and stuff like that, and it was easy to hook up for us with these girls and have a lot of fun. And this is what I eventually also did just 2 months ago, you know. It happened on a Sunday. I went with an Indonesian girl clubbing, same old club like 20 years ago, Neptune 2. And then yeah, I enjoyed and she enjoyed, and that was just for fun. And this is what I mean with game. I didn't really need to have some great game skills here, you know, because she wanted it also. She wanted to have fun and nothing more, nothing less. We did not end up in a relationship or something like that. She just wanted to have fun and enjoy. Yeah. So to hell with these game skills, you know. If an Indonesian girl is horny and is a little bit into you, then this whole thing works automatically and like magic, basically, almost, you know. So she was a fun girl, and just to remind you, no, she was not a prostitute, she was not a freelancer, she was not a bar girl. How do you know? I just told you, she is a maid, a domestic helper. She works 6 days a week and Sunday is her off day. Yeah. So I didn't need to pay her anything. I didn't pay her to come with me. I didn't pay her to escort me. I didn't pay her to sleep with me. Okay? Yes, I paid for our lunch, but I probably paid $15 US dollars, okay? In a nice Thai restaurant in central Hong Kong. And central Hong Kong is a district which is not a shabby district, okay? So anyway, I'm not saying this here to prove to you anything. I don't need to do that. But I'm also not doing this to brag, yeah? I just want to tell you and let you know what's possible with Indonesian women, okay? Very easy peasy, lemon squeezy, hunky dory. Everything happened within 5 hours of meeting. Yeah. The second story is another Indonesian woman here. She is in Indonesia. Let's call her Siti. Yeah, not Siti, Siti. Siti is a typical Indonesian female name, but she is from a different province. So we also chatted, texted, and had very regular video calls. So we were familiar with each other already, and I visited her eventually. That these two stories here I'm sharing with you happened during the past 2 months. Yeah. So I visited her. We met. We actually met during the late afternoon. We had some dinner, some street food, you know. We went to my hotel, and again the rest is history. So she was not a prostitute, she was not a freelancer, none of that. So, and this girl actually eventually became my girlfriend. So she is now, we are now in a relationship, yeah, since like June, end of June, okay, something like that. So there you go. Without going into further detail, I think that's not the point here to list up all the details. You can clearly see for yourself how things can develop here, you know. The other girl, you know, total mess up blunder, you know. And then I had these two experiences with Diana in Hong Kong and Siti in Indonesia from Java. So what is my advice to you? Yeah, just relax, guys, take it easy, okay? The spectrum of women here is very wide in Indonesia, as in any other country, you know. You have very conservative, traditional women, like I met also a few months ago. I did a video about this, like I mentioned already. And then you have completely the complete opposite, you know. Girls who want to have fun and they don't mind to to jump into the bedroom, into the bed with you. And these are not hookers or freelancers or anything, prostitutes, you know. But this actually confirms my experience with Indonesian women because I'm dating and meeting them for many years already, you know. So this is actually the message of my video here, you know. Just want to encourage you. You meet these kind of women and then you also meet the other kind of women. You have to really make your own experiences here. And just to give you some context and encourage you further, I just looked up the numbers again. In Indonesia you have like around 51 million women in the age range between 20 and 44 years. 51 million women. That's a lot. I specifically looked up the age range between 20 and 44 years because this is the age range most guys are interested in. Many older foreigners, Western guys, they are looking for younger women. I know, 20 years old, 25 years old, maybe 30 years old. But there are some guys who are also interested in more, let's say, mature women, you know, 40, 45. So 51 million. Do you actually know how many inhabitants Italy has? Italy has 59 million inhabitants total. Men, women, children, everything. 59 million people are living in Italy. Just to give you some context. In Spain you have 48 million people, inhabitants. In Australia only 27 million. Canada, for example, we have 41 million inhabitants. That includes men, children, everybody. Women. But in Indonesia you have already 51 million women only in the age range between 20 and 44 years old. I also wanted to know how many foreigners are really permanently living here in Indonesia besides visiting. And I found the number, it's only around 350,000 foreigners who are living here in Indonesia permanently. 350,000 compared to 51 million women in the age range between 20 and 44. Obviously not all of these women are single and available. Many of them are married, you know, have children, have a family. But there are millions of women in this age range who are single and looking for a partner. Yeah. Most of these foreigners who live in Indonesia are from China, Korea, and even the UK. I was surprised, but according to my information, the United Kingdom amounts for most of these Western expatriates here in Indonesia. So I'm not talking about tourists, but just for your information, I also looked up the tourist numbers because I was interested. So Indonesia had last year in 2024 about 14 million tourists coming to Indonesia. And out of that number, 6.3 million came to Bali. That's a lot. It's almost almost half of the tourists who come to Indonesia travel to Bali alone. That's massive. 14 million tourists visited Indonesia last year. Do you want to know what is the country in Southeast Asia with the highest, or with the most tourists visiting the country? No, it's not Thailand. It's not Thailand. I was surprised myself. It's Malaysia, actually. Yeah, that's what I found out. Last year in 2024, 38 million people visited Malaysia. Wow. Then Thailand is first runner-up with 35 million people who visited the country last year. Then Indonesia is second runner-up with, no sorry, Vietnam is second runner-up with 17 million visitors last year, and then comes Indonesia with 14 million, I mentioned that already. And then Cambodia with 6.7 million visitors. And yeah, don't worry, I did not forget the Philippines. Last but not least, the Philippines at the very bottom of the list with 5.9 million visitors. Yeah. So you see, to this island of Bali, they are traveling. I have traveled 6.3 million tourists, more than the entire Philippines last year. But anyway, I don't want to bore you with these numbers. I just thought to give you a little bit of context and information. So just wanted to share this with you. My latest very, very positive dating experiences. Actually, you can combine them, my latest 3 dating experiences, in that order. Yeah, the first one, I done a video about this a few weeks ago. You can go and watch it. The title is something like my latest blunder with dating Indonesian women. Yeah, and then the second experience was Diana in Hong Kong, what I just talked about, and then the latest one is Siti, which now became my girlfriend. So everything is back to normal, everything is very positive. Still, in Indonesia, this is how things can go. Again, I'm not doing this to brag, I don't need to do this. I just want to tell you what is possible here in Indonesia without being a pickup artist or a guy with great game. Forget about all this crap. Stop reading these books, okay? Come here, boots on the ground, use your common sense. Yeah? You don't need game, you need common sense. Although I want to say you need some game, of course, you know, also with Indonesian women. What I want to say, what I mean is, don't sweat it, okay? No need to sweat it. Yeah? Indonesian girls are simple human beings, and I'm saying this in a positive way. Yeah? It's very easy to get in touch with these women. You don't need to run game on her all the time, you know. You just have to behave like a normal human being, like a normal man, and then you can hook up with these girls and have a lot of fun, whatever you want to do. Or she wants to do, okay? That's my message of today's video. Because I know there are some wannabe game experts out there, some wannabe dating experts out there who know it all and give all these theoretical tips, you know, from a distance, of course, never traveled here, have no clue, but wanna tell us what is the right thing to do with these women and what is the wrong thing to do. And again, I am not claiming to be a dating expert for Indonesian women. I never said that, I never done it. I just share my experiences, my personal experiences here. I only can share my experiences, right? And yeah, what I know, I'm just sharing. I don't want to lecture you or preach you. Never claimed to be a dating expert. But I've been here, boots on the ground. I know what I'm talking about. And I'm still learning also, as you could see with my recent blunder, and I'm not shy to talk about it. I'm doing this to educate other people as well, you know, sharing my mistakes. And whether I did a mistake or not, it doesn't really matter. I'm still convinced it was not a mistake. Oh, you fell for her, she was shit testing you. Yeah, you know, the shit testing thing. You know, you can be the best pickup artist in the world, you will still fall for shit tests by women, you know. But that's not what it is all about, you know. And I just ran into a woman who had boundaries and principles. That's it. And that was no drama. It was not the end of the world. I accepted it. We are still on good terms today. But this is what you can experience here in Indonesia. This is one thing which is a little bit different, because in Germany, for sure, it's very, very difficult and hard to find a woman in Germany or in any Western country maybe, if she is not a Muslim woman, who would say to you, oh, no, I will not have sex before marriage. You know, women are not stupid either. They have other excuses, you know. They don't need to bring this one, you know. But anyway, long story short, there you go. Let me know what you think. I have guys arriving in Indonesia, or have been arriving in Indonesia now recently during the past few days and weeks, and they're all excited and they're getting ready, and I'm in touch with them, and they giving me feedback about their dating experiences here. Really, really, guys, it is a lot of fun here in Indonesia. Yeah. If you just use your common sense and just be relaxed, behave like a decent, mannered man, and then you can have really a great dating life here in Indonesia. And this is what all my buddies here will confirm also, basically, and more or less. They will agree with me, you know. I tell you one thing, it is so easy to hook up with Indonesian women. And I'm not talking about picking up a hooker or a prostitute. That's not what I'm talking about. I mean, there must be really something wrong with you if you are not able to approach an Indonesian woman and hook up with her. If you just use your money, yeah, but that's not a skill. This is just you use your money. No skill involved, you know. You need a little bit of normal behavior, no great pickup artist skills to get in touch with women and have a good time. So with that being said, I'm checking out for today. Thanks for watching, and I'm gonna see you in one of my next videos. Take care. Bye bye from beautiful Seminyak Beach here in Bali. Weather is beautiful these days. I think this is the best season here. Not so crowded also now, because many tourists had to go back because school holiday is now over, finished, and yeah, many of these folks have to go back now and grind it out again, back to the hamster wheel, so to speak. And some other guys remain here. I mean, what to say, right? I mean, beautiful. Take care, guys. Bye bye.